Good evening. This is video 18 of the monster in the back room, renamed E-Ball, as we know. There's been a lot of things going on this week to do the finishing touches. As you can see, we've got the two brackets fitted. They're actually lower down now, so it gives the depth that we need. You can manually at the moment adjust this, quite heavy, bring it up. As you can see, we've got a drag rail. I love this thing. Alfie's not here at the... Oh, hello. Come on then. Up you can. Up. I didn't really think he's going to stay. Actually, he probably won't, because we're going to run the motor up. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, so the limit switches, we put them on homemade brackets here, one at each end, obviously. When the table reaches to within 4mm of this, yes, yeah, 4mm of it, it stops. But it won't. The software won't theoretically let it do that. There are a lot of belt and braces in CNC, as I've found out. The X-axis, I've taken the drive off at the moment, just to play with things like the leveling of or the setting up of all the axes. There you go, it's completely at right angles in both directions. That's important to maintain a completely upright vertical shaft for the spindle. Any deviation obviously is going to cause errors. What else have we done? We've put new side panels on. That's a big improvement. This is actually 120 by 30 extrusion. You've been a naughty boy tonight, haven't you? Who stole a plastic box that Daddy was working with and ate it? Yes. Are you guilty? I think you're guilty. Right. Yes. Anyway, I'm going to let you go in a minute because I don't know if you're going to run away. The main reason we put these side panels on was to strengthen the actual body of this thing is. I could dance on this. It's as solid as a rock. I need probably a pretty substantial bed for it, other than this cheap Rutland's thing. That's going to go probably get a steel one fabricated out of box steel tubing, welded together. Give it some weight, give it some welly, and that should hold it all together. Anyway, what we're here to show you tonight is the spindle. It's pretty quiet relatively to say a router, but yes, he doesn't like. Anyway, should we start it up and see what's going on? Okay, so get ready. Is that okay? Right, let me see what we can do, see if I can... I'm going to stop that a minute. Just got to get the right. Can't see the dial with this dog sitting on me. Okay, well that's the slow speed. Yeah. Here they are. 24,000 revs, and you can basically set the speed to any speed that you want, depending on the material that you're using. You like that? There you go. You were very good. You were very good. Is it because it's mounted up there now that you don't hear the frequency? I think there must be. So there you go. So that's all that we've done today. It seems to be all working. Now all I've got to do is just finish wiring the box up. It's all the positioning of everything has been determined. I've just received this morning, that was what I was waiting for, the female of the species, which are more of these type of plug. They're not for you, don't get any ideas. This type of plug, which will allow me to have the screen cable up to the different stepper motors, 3 stepper motors, from the back of the unit, and that means that I can actually unplug it and not have it wired up permanently, for moving it about, relocating it, maintenance, repair, that sort of thing. I don't like too many cables, too many plugs on cables, joints. They are a source of error. If you get a dry joint or badly soldered joint, try to prevent that by getting a new whizzing, singing or dancing soldering station. I thought it was about time. I think it was about 40 years ago I bought the soldering iron that I've got. It's done me well, but it deserved to have something a little bit more sophisticated that could control the temperature, and I could actually get the joints done perfectly. So that's about it. That's the stage we're at today. Next, hopefully, the next video will have it all wired up, and we'll be able to do some test runs to the home position. Incidentally, these emergency limit switches, you can actually use them as home switches. Their home is basically a 0 position, so if this axis, the y-axis, gets to a certain point, there is a position here which is 0, and everything above that is positive. Everything across that way, there is a position over here that is 0. Everything above that way is positive, and with the z-axis, there's a 0 position down at the bottom, and everything above that is positive. So when all 3 axes are at those points and they've reached a finite point on their axis, that is the 0, 0, 0 position from which everything else is worked out, and you've got to determine that. Now the software will allow you to go to the limit switch. When it sees the limit switch, it will say that's the limit, stop, and back off, an offset, and that will be the home position. So you can actually use the limit switches as home switches, and that means you don't have to have 2 sets of each. I've got quite a few sets of each. For some reason I bought a bulk load, it was cheaper that way. I no doubt I'll use them for something else. All the cabling needs to be done, and then I think we're rocking and rolling, aren't we, Alfie? So we've been enjoying yourself today because you love the summer, don't you? And it's the spring, and the sun came out, and it was warm. Right, Fat Belly, we're going to go and get coffee. Do you want a coffee? He doesn't drink coffee. He thinks it's called coffee. I don't feed him coffee. He's bad enough without caffeine, aren't you? Are you gorgeous? Are you gorgeous? Okay, so we shut it down. Say goodbye, everybody. Bye. I got it professionally started with my wife switching it on, and then she buggered off. So it doesn't look professional after that.
Take care. Bye.